Coming up, we're going to give you our review of Incredibles 2.
Start your counter now for how many times we use the word incredible.
An incredible amount.
Everyone, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
Tonight we're going to be taking a look at Incredibles 2, a movie that was 14 years in the making.
It was a long time ago when the original came out.
And it was literally...
It's half our life.
It was literally only like 14 seconds of distance from the ending of Incredibles 1 to Incredibles 2. But 14 years. It has been quite some time. And honestly, we probably forgot a lot about what happened in the first one. And
guaranteed. That. I don't remember anything from the first one.
Jessica's like in the movie, so who was that guy? Who was that girl? I don't remember. Of course, I'm having to explain everything to her.
You weren't. Kyle just chooses to. And so in the middle of the movie, he's like, psst.
And then this is me the entire time trying to keep her awake. It's not that she's bored. It's like, and I don't want to say you have narcolepsy because I know there's like people that suffer from that.
Don't.
But you
we just go to see movies
like,
late. And
I watch
tired.
her just go. She falls to sleep incredibly fast. Ding! There's your first.
There's your first Incredible.
We really do need to have like a counter. If I think about it, I'll put one down here at a corner somewhere. Incredible counter. Okay. 2. There we go.
Well, the movie was incredibly funny.
It was. So I'm really surprised about how much I laughed out loud. There was one point where I remember I was the only one that laughed, and it was one of those moments
that was awkward.
Where you're just like that, ha! Kind of moment in the middle of it.
And everybody's kind of like...
looking at me like, what's wrong with you, dude?
I don't even remember what you laughed at.
I don't either, because there were so many of those moments that just made you giggle. So what was one of the moments that popped out to you that made you laugh so much?
I mean, I hate to say this one because it was already in
the trailer.
But they used a lot of the good ones in the trailer.
Basically told the movie in the trailers.
Yeah, definitely. But again, when Mr. Incredible is trying to do math with Dash.
Math is math! Why would
they change math?
I mean, so... We're not even going to get into that
You could just feel the frustration from Mr. Incredible because his wife is gone on this mission. He's trying to raise the 3 kids. You know, Violet's having boy troubles. Jack has he's had all these powers. And then all of a sudden Dash needs help with his homework and he can't do any of it. And it's just, you can just feel it on him. He's like, what the heck? I need my wife.
And the thing that I thought was probably the funniest and was several moments throughout the movie was Jack's baby talk, because I thought it could have just been like, you know, boring, just having the baby running around. It's like, oh, they got to keep chasing the baby. But literally every time he would respond to a situation in his babble, you could understand what he was trying to say in his baby talk, which made it even more funny. So I thought they did a good job of utilizing Jack as a character in this movie.
So let's talk about Jack and his powers.
Yeah. All 17 of them, I think.
And how we found out that he had powers. Because that was probably my favorite scene from the whole movie.
Well, we knew he had powers from the first one. I don't know if you remember.
Right. But we didn't know the extent of the powers until the raccoon scene.
We knew he had like 3 or something like that.
Right.
Because he defeated Syndrome. By the way, I guess I should have said that this is spoilers the entire time. We never said that at the beginning.
That's true.
It's just kind of understood at this point. But yeah, so we see 17 powers. What was your favorite one for Jack?
Probably when he would turn into the demon baby.
Over Nom Noms. He would get mad because he didn't get his Nom Noms and cookies.
Oh man, that was good. Or going through walls.
My favorite was the like extra dimensional thing, which I thought they did a really good job in our theater. I'm sure they do this in every theater, but making it sound like he's like in different parts of the wall.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Like I literally went like that and then looked up because I was expecting Jack to be like right here on my shoulder.
Well, and to be fair, we were in the theater that we went to before where the whole theater crapped out when we saw Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, great, the speakers are going out.
Yeah. So we kind of had a bad experience that's kind of affected us now.
No, but let's talk about Jack's powers. Okay. So when Mr. Incredible falls asleep on the couch because he's exhausted from taking care of all the 3 children, and then Jack all of a sudden sees a raccoon outside.
Yeah.
And just goes through the screen glass.
Phases. He phases is what it's called.
Okay, well, he phases through the glass door and then is outside defeating this raccoon. I was rolling laughing. I could not.
This is the only part where you were fully awake.
Ha ha ha. Well, it kind of went downhill from the baby Jack and...
No, well, I mean, I thought they did a good job of this too, because you saw the raccoon featured in trailers and in posters, and I was like, oh, that's going to be the gimmick. But they didn't. They had the one scene with the 2 of them, and that was it. But it was well worth it. And I think that's
very worth it.
That scene right there in itself is what I think solidified Jack Jack as a character. He was always a character in these movies, but he was a worthwhile character, if that makes sense. Like, he just had substantive stuff in the movie to contribute, and it was really, really funny. And he's honestly my favorite character from the entire film.
Jack Jack or the
Jack
raccoon?
Jack. Jack Jack is my favorite character. Well,
That's
who's your
fair.
favorite character from this?
Actually, Dash.
Dash?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised that you like Dash,
I
though.
love Dash. He is just so underrated. Like, I love all of the children. Like, even Violet. She's that angsty teenager that you kind of love to hate. But Dash is just like, hey, I found this remote. Let's see what all it does. And then they move into this new house and he finds it. And there's a moat. And then all of a sudden there's water raining. And then he just keeps pressing buttons. And then the couch falls through the water. It's like, what are you doing?
Something I didn't notice, too, in the old movie, but I noticed in this one, and obviously they've had 14 years of CGI work to get things even better, is his hair thing in the back. Like the, business in the front, party in the back kind of thing going on.
It's like a mullet, but not.
It's like his hair is permanently stuck in like a whoosh because he's
Dash.
And
he runs so fast.
It's a nice character touch. It was a little weird to look at times. It was like, dude, put your hair down, son.
No, but think he's like a 10-year-old probably.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how 10-year-olds are. They don't care. I also thought that the animation of this movie, I've only seen The Incredibles once, but it was a lot clearer.
Oh yeah,
like the hair
detail.
thing. Yeah, because even on Mrs. Incredible, you saw her hair flip. It was like, whoa, that could have been a real hair.
I do want us to talk a little bit maybe about the plot, but I do want to say something that I appreciated that the creators, the directors, the actors did at the beginning of this film, and it was shown in our theaters. I don't know if it was in everybody's, but they did a little clip at the beginning that I thought was a good acknowledgement to the fans, because people have been clamoring for this movie for a decade.
14 years.
14 years. And, there's been, is it ever going to happen? Brad Bird has come out and said, yes, it's going to happen. We just don't know when. I don't have a story yet. And while I was a little skeptical of the storyline at first because I wanted there to be a time jump, this was well done. From the animation, the story, the funny moments, everything, they picked up right where they left off and didn't miss a beat. It was an excellent, and I love the way that they acknowledged the distance of time and said, thank you for your passion, thank you for your patience. We know you're going to enjoy 14 years in the making. I thought it was a beautiful way to
say agree.
Thank you.
It also was kind of cool to see the voice actors in real life.
Yeah.
And hear their voices and be like, wow, that's really their voice. They're not actually doing much to their voices.
It's like when I saw Holly Hunt, I was like, oh yeah, she is Mrs. Incredible.
You
or
wouldn't realize.
Elastigirl,
Like, I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
But then you see them and you're like, oh yeah, that is the dad from Parenthood. Duh.
And of course, we can't. Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh. He's a great character. He had more to do in this movie, I thought, which was a great thing for him because he's such a iconic part of The Incredibles as well.
Absolutely.
What did you think about the plot in terms of the story?
So I felt like it was typical canned Disney movie plot. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Okay.
But it was predictable.
Okay.
We knew it was kind of like Cars 3. And just hear me out.
Like,
hold on, just hear me out. There was the good guys, the Incredibles.
Would you say it was an incredibly Disney plot?
Yes.
Okay.
There were the Incredibles, and there was a problem. And then they had somebody swoop in to come save them.
Isn't that like the plot of every movie?
No, it's not. No. The Notebook is way different. So, okay. So think, the little brother-sister team comes in, swoops in to save them and help them make superheroes legal again. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, shocker, they're the bad guys. The sister is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Nobody was surprised by that.
Yeah, I even said to you, I think I looked at you, I said, I think I know who the villain is.
We all did.
They didn't try to hide it. And I was watching some kind of like recap videos from other people, and if you realize her name was Evelyn Endeavor, say that kind of a couple of times in here. Evelyn Endeavor. Evil Endeavor. Evil Endeavor. Evil Endeavor. Evelyn Endeavor.
That's hard. But anyway.
It was not a shock in any way.
But that's kind of what I mean about it being a canned Disney film. You know, like Frozen's the same way with Kristoff being the hero and then he's the villain.
Again, I maintain it's the same thing for every movie.
It's definitely not. Okay. 1,000% not. But we're not going to talk about the movies that it's not about. But what I'm saying is it was very it was just predictable, and I like that. I don't think that's wrong, especially not for a kids movie.
Yeah.
So
it's not a kids movie. It's a family movie. It's a family movie. That's what it's.
Okay.
I think brilliant marketing too on the part of Disney doing this on Father's Day weekend, especially.
I didn't even think about that.
I know, isn't that brilliant? Like, and with the whole thing of turning the supposed gender roles on their head, where mom goes off and wins the bacon and the dad stays home with the kids, you saw how both now appreciate each other a little bit more because it shows both can do either job. It doesn't really matter as long as you're a team and you're a family. And I'm not trying to get all wishy-washy preachy here, but I think that's a great message there, especially in today's society where there's so much like controversy everywhere. The message of as long as you do it as a family and you're partners and you do it together, it doesn't really matter.
I did really like that they emphasized family.
Yeah.
Like when they were in the motel, when they got kicked out of their home because of the, I guess they were kind of like in the witness protection program for superheroes. And they were in the motel and they're eating dinner and, Ms. Incredible kept talking about we're a family, we're a team. Like it's the 5 of us. That's what this is about.
Well, it was not. Is it the 5 of them? 1, 2, 3. It is the 5 of them. I was counting the raccoon basically as part of the family at that point.
The raccoon was in one scene.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I thought for 14 years, even though there were some kind of repeats in the plot, there was such a gap of time that it didn't really matter to me because this was it did a lot of what The Force Awakens did for Star Wars. It repeated a lot of things from the original movie of episode 4.
Okay.
Kind of the same beats of, they go blow up something big again. So like you can kind of gripe about that, but if you just sit back and enjoy the ride, it's a lot of fun. And The Force Awakens was a lot of fun. That's why I love Incredibles 2. The humor, the kind of keeping the whole vibe together. I love the music of it, the dun 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 dun. Like I hum that in my head all day now because I want to go out and be an Incredible. Something like that.
What would your superpower be?
I can talk people to death.
Yes, you can.
All right. Rating system. Let's figure out how we're going to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 5. What is our star or whatever? We're having a hard time with this one.
We could do raccoons.
We could do
raccoons. You're
raccoons.
so obsessed with raccoons.
Raccoons. I want to do Jack Jacks, but I think we should do raccoons.
Okay,
because
let's do raccoons.
He's like the minor star of the movie.
He really was. If y'all haven't seen this movie, please go see it just for the Jack and raccoon scene. That's amazing.
No raccoons. I almost called him a trash panda because that's what we have brought Marvel and Star Wars.
All movies into this.
This is why this is eye to eye, Disney through eyes, because we make sure it all gets into every video, every single time. All right.
There you go.
How many raccoons would you rate this movie 1 out of 5? 5 being the best.
I would give it 3.
A 3? Really?
It was a solid 3. It's better than 50%. It wasn't a 5 for me.
I'm kind of shocked about that.
It wasn't even a 4. It was a good movie. It was on the level of Cars 3 for
I'm
me.
not surprised she ranked that as a 3. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in it, but like now that I asked you your first reaction to the movie, and you're like, I mean, I liked it. And you weren't like, oh yeah, I liked it.
It was a solid 3. I'd watch it again. I will buy it on Blu-ray, 4K, whatever the new thing is. I liked it. It's just not, it's not something that I think I would choose to watch if there were other 4-star or 5-star picks.
That's pretty
So
good.
3 raccoons.
I'd give it a 4 because, like I said, they did the thing that a lot of other franchises struggle with. The sequel usually kind of, not tanks, but does a little bit worse than the... So they kind of pulled an Empire Strikes Back where they made the sequel maybe in some respects a little bit better. I would like to have seen a few different things in this movie, so that's why it's not a 5 for me, but it's definitely 4 raccoons I will give this movie. Okay. So regardless of what you rate it, I think it's a success.
For sure.
We want to know from everybody out there is what you thought about Incredibles 2. Let us know in the comments section your thoughts, your opinions, whether you liked it or not. How many raccoons would you rate this movie? Let us know down there below. What else should they do?
If you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And you can also find us on Facebook and Twitter.
And that's all we have for you tonight. But until we assemble again,
may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you incredibly soon.
Incredibly goodbye.
Don't tell me what to do. You tell me what my super suit is.
I don't know what it is about doing videos that makes me tired.
Are you that bored?
Yeah. About The Incredibles 2. Let's redo that.
In the words of Jack.